football doc it's a class requirement at this level, but at the same time, it's our responsibility to create a project and create a video that highlights what this team has done that can be seen again and again for years. Just putting something together that really shows all the work that the football team has put into their season.
I feel like this documentary has potential to be award-winning in some aspects. I think the storyline of our season really inspired me to want to be able to work more on this documentary. If we would have lost, all our games or only won one or two, who wants to make a documentary on a team that goes 1-10 and sucks?
I think this documentary is kind of our first big real production adventure. And that's kind of what this whole year has been. It's been a journey, it's been an adventure, it's been an uphill battle a lot of the way. Because as you'll find out, we've had the truck essentially catch fire.
The switcher's down, it's not going to be repaired, we can't get another one. So at the moment, we need to keep moving in terms of getting the cameras hooked up and everything.
This will be a constant reminder of how this truck failed on us.
We've had our production team kind of have our quarrels, and you're just trying to get together because there's disagreements. But we all want this project to come out so well, and we all have our own vision of how we want how to get there. So I think this is more than just another video that we've made in our time. I think this is more of we want to make something great with this.
It looked like this is going to be a long season for us, not just even making the documentary, covering the games and live production in general. And it's never fun making a documentary on a team that is not doing well. You got to think, if it's not fun to watch when it's happening, why would you want to watch it back later?
I think this has been such a special season for the football team. I mean, Kutztown's not really a well-known college for football, so the fact that we've really competed all year, we came back from 0-3 and had an amazing season, made the playoffs, which is unbelievable for my lifetime, and getting to be here the year that they made the playoffs, it's such a humbling feeling. We have a lot to work with.
The ball game tied at 21 in the second overtime. The snap, the hold, the kick, it is up. It's good! The Golden Bears have won this ball game as they storm the field. Brandon Kefford nails it from 23 yards out. Wow! You faithful are going a little nuts.
There's a lot of struggles that have gone into this documentary that are hard to deal with. I mean, for one, we have such a short time to put it together, about 2 weeks to really put together a 30-minute documentary with hours and hours of footage from all kinds of games and interviews. It's a lot of work for such a short time, and it's difficult.
Personally, I was watching a lot of the ESPN 30 for 30 documentaries going into trying to figure out how we want to do it, being that they're both sports. And I know this documentary was covering football, but the one that comes to my head is ESPN's 30 for 30 4 Days in September. It's a documentary on how the Boston Red Sox were down 3-1 and came back in the the championship game for the AL and beat the Yankees, then went on to win the World Series. So the way they were able to tell the story of a team being down and then coming up to such a high was when I really used as inspiration for this particular documentary, because our season felt sort of the same way.
And there's been a few documentaries that I've kind of been watching and got ideas from the basic ones like ESPN and the whole 30 for 30 series, to one of my personal, I'd say, driven things was it was on the NFL Network. It was called America's Game, and it just, you kind of see what works and what doesn't work in your own opinion as when it comes to telling a story of how a team has fared in the year and the journey that they've gone on.
Jeff said his original idea for this that he pitched to everyone was to have it like this one NFL documentary. I think it was America's Game, and was taking the story that we already have and pushing it with interviews with the players, interviews with the coaches, and then the other idea, which I think is amazing that we've been able to do with the interviews so far, is putting them in that little theater room and then having them watch their plays on screen and getting real reactions from them instead of just bringing it up in words. And I think the visuals are helping a lot with that. Really tried to get, especially with the last clip that we showed them, we really tried to get them to cry a little bit. Hasn't been successful, but you can see the emotion. The emotion is there. Yeah.
Be as upbeat as possible, just helping them whatever they need help like answering questions if they saw something out on the field, and just knowing that these are going to be the guys that are going to carry on this program. So I had to leave my mark on them, just try and help them out and get them prepared for the upcoming years that they're going to have.
The struggles are that a lot of people have their own ideals. They want to like get something done in a way that they think is the best way to go about it. I mean, I've had my own thoughts of how I wanted the documentary to go, and you kind of have to put aside your ego, your pride, whatever you want to call it, just for the benefit of the group, because everyone has to mash together, because this is a team project. This isn't a solo show. Someone's got to like work together, someone takes charge, and things got to get going. Because if things don't get going, and then just nothing happens, then the project's just not going to get done.
There's always going to be struggles. Murphy's Law is always in effect, and I mean, it happened when we first tried to film the interviews. They didn't turn out how we expected. So yeah, it's frustrating at first, but you gotta, go back into it, do it again. Has to be done. There's a deadline that needs to be met, and we have to do whatever it takes to get to that deadline.
But when it comes to this is a team, like I said, and you have to kind of merge your ideas with everyone, because that's just how it's going to be done. I can't just be running lone wolf and trying to do my own documentary, otherwise nothing would have got done. We have to work together and just see what we can do.
The thing about the documentary is we show all these amazing moments from the football standpoint, but what you don't get to see is all the work that goes into the production standpoint, all the work that we've done behind the scenes. And we've had some amazing moments behind the scenes that have really it's memories that we're going to remember for our entire lives. But it's not about us. It's about the football team, and the football team has really just had so many big plays and big moments that now we got to make sure everybody else can remember for the rest of their lives.
Games in the past where, Bloomsburg game last year, and he's the guy at the end that had that opportunity, and he did it. He did what we asked him to do. It just didn't happen. Our official was blind.
This crew, I've said it before even on social media. I said, I don't know any other major at the university that puts I'm not involved in any of them, but I know that this is a ridiculously hard-working group of people. And that's going to show in the documentary. It shows in everything that everybody does, especially the Invent and Doc crew. They've been through so much traveling, so much camaraderie, and overcoming very difficult struggles on some of those trips, and putting together what they've been able to do so far. I have no doubt that the documentary is going to reflect that as well.
The past of how these documentaries have done well with the players, with winning awards and that kind of stuff, it kind of puts it on this kind of pedestal where we are expected to put out this good product. And it's pressure in a good way and a bad way. In a bad way, it makes you stress more about, during the production, you're trying to make sure I can't screw this up, I can't screw that up. But at the same time, it gives you that drive to, I want to make this a step better. So I think it is a good thing that there is that pressure to do well because of the past of how well these documentaries have turned out and done.
We all know what we're capable of. We all know that we can make a great documentary, and this football team has supplied us with an incredible story. At the beginning of the year, when it looked like things were starting out, what is going to be the most losingest documentary I can imagine, from us losing the first 3 games and things that seemed bleak, the team turned it around, and now we've got to retell their story. We got to show the world that what exactly they did and what went into it for them, along the lines of putting our own flair on things and kind of driving some kind of emotion that you wouldn't get if you were just a fan in the crowd. You have to see what it's like to be right there on the sideline with these guys, and that's where we've been all year. So we're trying to tell their story and just kind of live up and do it justice. But I think we've all kind of grown together as a production, and things have only gotten better as our team have gotten better. So I think we've kind of grown up together, it feels like, this year. We've come a long way, and that's just how it is, I think.